Hey there, Rich Hillo, Straightforward Wealth Management. How are you today? Just had a great conversation with a client. They had a little money, a little extra money they wanted to talk about. I said, okay, let's talk about a non-retirement account. So I've got my adult beverage. Why don't you grab one, maybe a cup of coffee, and let's talk about what a non-retirement account is and what it can be used for. You've probably seen my video just on the generic level of accounts. Maybe you've taken a look at the detailed Roth and traditional IRA accounts. These personal accounts, these personal savings accounts, they can have strings attached for the traditional IRA and the Roth IRA. The non-retirement account, which is basically a glorified bank account where you can have, savings, money market, but you can also have stocks, bonds, mutual funds, the same investments you can have in all these other personal accounts. But there's really no strings attached. And of course, there's tax advantages to being in a retirement account, but you can only take it out this or that, and you can only contribute so much. A non-retirement account, there's no limit to how much you can contribute. Disadvantage, you're being taxed. So on the sale of an asset, if you make money, there's a capital gain. Government says, we want our cut. You pay taxes on that gain of the asset. This is the gain on the sale of the asset. On the flip side, if you lose money, which hopefully you don't, but in some cases you do, you can actually take a loss, a capital loss, against your taxes. So there's a tax deduction there. Whereas in retirement accounts, you don't get taxed on what you make. Of course, when you take it out, when you can't take a capital loss. The non-retirement account, you can. Pay taxes when you gain, you take a loss when you lose, but there's no strings attached. You can use it for anything you want. There's no limit to what that is. And so in this case, we were talking about what they wanted to do. They're 40-something. They're not sure if they're going to use the money before or after retirement. They're not sure if they're going to use just the principal, what they have, or if they're going to want to use the gains as well. Well, in that case, we don't want to tie their hands at all. We want to have all of our options open. So we put it in a non-retirement account. We'll pay the taxes as we go. Once the vision becomes a little clearer and they want to, I'm not going to use this till I'm 59 and a half and I want the tax deduction now. Okay, we can put some in a traditional IRA, or we want to use the Roth IRA, or whatever it is they want to do now, that money is there. You've been taxed on the way, so you don't pay taxes on it again. And then you can move it to the specific account that you want to. So non-retirement accounts are very advantageous when it comes to having options, no strings attached really, as opposed to some of the retirement accounts. So again, when I sit and talk to people, I want to know what it is you want to do with this extra money, so we make sure we put it in the right place, so that if we pivot, Murphy, I don't know if Murphy lives in your world, he lives in mine, but if Murphy pops up his ugly head, we can make a change. I hope that was helpful, help you understand a little bit about the non-retirement account and the differences between other accounts. Until next time, cheers.